Shark Claws, I guess. This is not the worst. Turns on docks immediately. Rank? I think we're 50 something. I haven't been playing ranked the last couple days. You confirmed you still win this with an empty board through fatigue, right? Oh, right, it can crit. Has to crit twice. I don't think they're gonna remove Companion Core. That I'd be surprised. I would not be surprised to see a rework for Monitor Lizard, though. This is my second XP. Let's get the level before player fight.
I would spar with you, but this leg. Oof. Nufo teaches stillness.
And we get to upgrade my Shark Claws. I don't want to sack the life. Yeah, I'm just gonna upgrade the Shark Claws. This is fine.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight. We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies. My fight isn't with you.
Companion Core charged instead of hastes, and they keep Monitor. I feel like that breaks things.
Next time, boys, less blunder, more plunder.
I'm not sure exactly how, but I'm pretty sure...
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
I'm pretty sure that's a stronger item. Yeah, it would be a very different way of it being broken. Charge sets off the chain faster. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if that, like, completely broke Microdave. Companion core is friends to the left like every other core. Becomes real bad if you split it. I don't even think Companion core is necessarily a problem with Dually right now. People are complaining about Lizard and stuff, but... it's the crazy damage scaling that he gets more than any of the individual things that are applying the value. Like, I think Burn Dually is scarier than Companion Core Dually by a good amount. It gets to play more of the good Dually items. Damage tends to be a bit faster. I know there are a bunch of high rank people in like the top 10 that are just playing Shield Core Dually. Monster Engine level up rewards. Those are dwarfed by how much scaling you get out of the poison and burn rays. I agree with making Force Field a silver item. I don't know. I wouldn't hate if they did it, but... I don't think Dooley's issue is necessarily with his things that are applying damage. I think the rays probably shouldn't be bronze. maybe LEDs shouldn't be bronze. Beta's solo carrying all the cores. Beta Ray's absurd. They definitely should not leave Beta Ray in its current form. Like, that just like goes without mentioning in my mind. I thought Beta Ray was one of the things that are gonna have to hotfix out. I didn't think it was gonna last 6 hours before they removed it, but people were more upset about pufferfish. And I guess it's not like last week where every build is playing a bunch of small items that it needs. The freeze is honestly less relevant than it just being a incredibly fast activation right now. Scaling from raise is nice, but is overkill in a burst meta?
See that plank?
Not really, because it's the scaling from the raise that kind of forces the burst meta. Like, you just can't play slow defensive comps because you will get murdered by the already fast builds that happen to have raise on them. You can't not have a fast clock right now. The best burst builds are also dually burn builds. Exactly, and they play Omega Ray. And a lot of their damage comes from Omega Ray. Like, Omega Ray ramps fast.
I would never debase my wares by haggling. Ugh. Buyer's remorse never. Be remorseless. You want to buy that? I mean, excellent choice.
Yeah, like, the dually boards kind of have it all. They have really fast clocks into anyone with reasonable HP. Into anyone with good defense. They are also ramping up their ramping damage. Like, burn already increases over time, but they're increasing damage over time by increasing the burn applications as the fight gets longer, which is just impossible to out-tank. And then they also have access to great freeze skills, slow from LEDs. If you try to play small items against them, they're probably getting permafrozen. And this isn't even like we're talking about multiple builds here. This is like one build can do all of these things. What are we doing? Could we go look at and try to crit chance these things?
Your world is like a nightmare! It's amazing!
This is maybe a little bit griefing, but that's okay. What do I think about Pig, find weapon, or die
It
balance?
makes this more fun.
I don't know. Pig is in a weird spot. I think he's got a lot of... He's got some cool things going on. I do like how it doesn't feel like you can do the same thing every game on Pig. I think that's pretty desirable. I don't think I like how important it feels to get a good starting item on him. But I do like that you're usually not wanting to stay in the same thing the whole game. Ow.
Like my crew says at the bar. Another
Like,
round.
finding your mid-game pivot to make sure that you can have a comp strong enough for 10 wins on Pig is a lot of fun. But the, like, play Beast of Burden into find Lion Cane pattern is maybe a little too repetitive.
Aha. Now this will inspire the crew.
Your Outburst Pig with ramp damage in day 10 have more HP because he farmed better all game too. Yeah, I mean, the Outburst Pig is mostly because of speed control. Like, you just have access to free skills where they don't. You have access to better slows than they do. Like, if not for all the speed control, I do think that Pig does 10,000 damage faster than Dooley does 10,000 damage. It's just not when their big item gets frozen for 4 seconds and then permaslowed. And Pig just doesn't have access to that level of speed control. Like, Pig has trouble finding haste for his board.
Waste of gunpowder.
The best builds are all done by like turn 6, but the rest of the game getting skills. I agree, generally. I will say, it's hard to tell. I think that they changed it so that you're seeing fewer skill shops, so you're not as incentivized to never visit item shops. The difference between Pig isn't just that he goes to fewer skill shops, it's that he doesn't get to take the like extra XP options or the extra health options that are free because he wants to go to the shops a bit more. But like last game was what, like day 12? I think we had 2 skills because we just never got offered a skill shop.
Another empty chest.
Like at least Pig is
Waiting
doing
to be
something.
filled.
Yeah, this does refill the ammo.
The quicker the fight.
At least Pig is doing something when he visits the shop. Like, it's improving his board even if he's not finding something that goes on his board.
My battle days
Another good thing
are
about Raid
over.
Duel is, yeah.
Weapons crave more. Enjoy the thrill of battle while you can.
I think the more metas we have, the more I think there probably shouldn't be full late game builds that exist of purely bronze items. Or like purely bronze items plus stuff that's easy to fish for from pole. There should be
No,
something making you want to visit item shops after the early game. Probably should not. Yeah. Like, that's probably the big thing that I would change about Dooley. Just make the bronze not... The raise not bronze again. Yeah.
Bring her about! I've got another salvo with me.
Experience is treasure. Gemma.
You use your leftmost item, Burn 2.
Careless gold. Your enlightenment is my reward.
Like, shift all this. Just do that. It's like I've got a fiery cutlass. I want the extra combat to cash this out. Can I take this with no defense?
Another fool with too much gold.
Big seems like what they want the other classes to be, going to shops late and not having a final build day 6. Yeah. Like, on the other hand, Pig is sort of uniquely positioned for that to not feel bad because of the way that he scales just by visiting shops. Where, like, other heroes have to find something in the shop.
Inlander.
in order for the shop to not be a wasted hour.
See that plank? Walk it. Ah, place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold. Haha! Now this will inspire the crew.
Are we throwing? We might be throwing. I'm having a good time, though. Pig is less reliant on skills. He's less reliant on skills because he kind of has to be. It's not even that he's less reliant on skills. It's if you go to the average skill vendor, the average skill improves your board by, like, 1%. He just doesn't have very many good skills.
Size dilutes the brain.
He doesn't get the bronze freeze skills the other characters do. He gets very few slow skills. The only real haste skill he gets is tall buildings. Like, when Vanessa goes to a shop looking for, like, a haste skill or a slow skill, even if you miss, you're pretty likely to just get a random freeze that you can make use of. Where when Pig misses, his skill buy does, like, 100 life, if that. Pig does have one bronze freeze skill. I've been told that he does. I never see it. It's just the large item one, right? Maybe just because there's so few of them. Maybe his bronze skill pool is also bigger than other characters, but... You definitely hit a backup option way less on Pig. Duel and Vanessa don't feel bad going to skill shops because on average... Yeah, like almost always you're improving your board by some amount if you're going to a skill vendor on Duel and Vanessa. Where that's way less true on Pig. Like, the amount of times that you have to take, like, 2 income from skill shop on day 8 is just embarrassing.
Ugh, window
His easy access to
shoppers.
haste is Curio. Yeah. I have put rocket boots on my board an embarrassing amount of the time. I think, like, half my Pig games involve a rocket boots.
They call me a sadist, but which is more cruel? A dozen bruising blows, or one straight an inch to the left? Nothing. An inch to the right? Everything.
I may be young.
Yeah, the only thing that I would want to change about Pig is I think his early game is kind of bullshit. I don't know what the solution is. But, like, it is not fun to look at your starting items and not have one of the good ones and just know that you're gonna be sad. Or, like, the games where you start with Bob or Regal Blade or, to an extent, Dog. Feels so free.
Another round.
The power disparity between getting a scaling starter and not.
Nothing tiny, nothing huge. All about moderation.
Day 1 items only Dually is eating good. I mean, most of the time Pig is happy. I think Vanessa's starts are on average worse, but Vanessa doesn't have the same high rolls that Pig does. Like, Vanessa's best turn 1 is what, Trebuchet? Like, that's good, but it's not Bob. It's not Regal Blade. It gets you a potential late game carry, but it's not like it's hard to find Trebuchet.
I used to offer a free ride home, but people thought it was weird. We'll borrow more gold from the tyrant. If it's not right for you, bring it back. I want you to be happy.
Look into my eyes, little mouse.
it's like when you see a pig on day one, you know you're either going to run into the most unplayable board you could imagine, or you're gonna get one shot by a mob. There's very little middle ground. No, when you fight a day one Vanessa, you just assume that you're gonna fight the most unplayable board you've ever seen.
Oh.
Okay, my board sucks.
You had a job.
I didn't respect this fight as losable. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know. I think I overall prefer not having a starting skill. I think the feels bad that you got when you took a starting item with the expectation of getting a skill that would synergize with it, and then you got offered, like, burn, poison skill, or weapon damage, poison skill. It was just a little too brutal. Only there's a 50% chance they're level 2 with an endgame build, yeah. Sometimes you fight Ignition Core and womp womp.
Strike hard, strike once.
Ignition Core with no burn skill, Companion Core with 3 burn skills was so bad. Yeah, Companion Core with 3 burns was playable. Like, you could play Microdave. But, like, then you take the burn skill and you don't see the burn item. Yeah, the starting skill was too polarizing. Though I would probably say that getting large items as starting items is also probably too polarizing.
I'm motivated.
Gold items... kind of bore. Let's just sell this and eat a little bit of chocolate. Different heroes having different starts. Pig, 4 items, can have large items. Nessa, skill, choice of 3, medium, small. Dually cores. Yeah, maybe something like that makes sense. So Cutlass crit at 72.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Kind of like the large item starts. Looking more problematic. If more of them get buffed as it stands, you think it's fine. It's really just Beast of Burden that I think is egregious with it. Stuff like Trebuchet and Cove are silly, but... no, I don't think they care about the starting hero being weaker. Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. People are gonna unlock heroes because they want variety anyway. Can I get a crook? Anything You want the free hero to be the most fun and engaging and convince people to play the game more. I would agree with that, yeah. Like, you want the free hero to be, like, simple enough to understand, but I don't think you care what power level the free hero is. You probably want it to be strong, but I don't think there's a real reason to want to make it weak. It would just kind of turn people away from the game. Yeah, I mean, ranked is a little different, right? Because people are grinding ranked for rewards. Where, like, you're probably going to want to unlock the heroes just to try them out. Or, like, at the start of a patch, you're going to want to be able to experiment with the other heroes while everyone is figuring things out. Like, I imagine balance is going to be in a constant state of flux, such that different heroes are regularly going to be on top.
Hello, little sentient.
You slow charge this 3 seconds. I'm down the clown.
Your coins are like dust in my palm, but thank you.
Am I down the clown? How are we doing this? Uh... You use an adjacent item, charge this 3 seconds. When you slow charge this 3 seconds... I think there's maybe something here. I'm not sure what it is, but...
Money. What's
So, when I use a vehicle or large item, charge this. So this activates... This slows 2 things. That charges this to full. This activates... This needs to be here. This activates. Charges this. So every time Captain's Wheel activates, it charges this by 3. This is stopping it from being... This is too slow to be a loop. Hey, damage jams. I may have downgraded my board, but that's okay.
You have at least a grain of wisdom.
It's not like it was playable before.
My skills are not weapons. A blade can prove.
Go ahead, underestimate me. It makes this more fun. I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Ah! Okay, so what happens here?
You've got talent.
That worked.
You should put
Kind
it
of.
toward
It didn't do what I wanted this to do, but it worked.
Land legs make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
Curio fish for
Recycle.
slow?
Relax. Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
Maybe the coolest pivot you've seen. Glad you like it.
I shouldn't have buried that last treasure.
I can't say it was part of the plan, but interesting. I need
Trash is
these.
tragedy. Reuse everything.
haste on the water wheel matters more than haste on the captain's wheel.
That's been sitting there 20 years.
It sucks that I wasted all that early crit. I think all the CDR goes on the dock lines? Because dock lines speeds up the lighthouse. Lighthouse speeds up the captain's wheel, and that speeds up everything. There's no brace, right? Yeah. We do not beat the chicken, but probably want to take the thug anyway. We need Oceanic Rush real bad. Hey, Thornbed. This is mostly looking awful because of Bonk. Bonk is breaking my loops, but...
Was that even a battle?
Ooh.
Maybe a skirmish.
Day 7 loot items. Watch the PvP have Bonk, yeah. So, when we have Thieves Guild Medallion, we have to be aware that we can reroll the hour if we don't want anything. But I think one of these two is correct. I'd probably rather just have more HP than 5 regen at this point. And yeah, we are gonna dox. Medallion would level me before the player fight, but I think the hour reroll is valuable enough.
Nobody's.
It's a very large shelter. Good.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
This upgrade doesn't matter. Question in the yo-yo build, what's the order of items? I don't know what the yo-yo build is. I don't think weights builds are very playable this patch. You kind of just get bodied by Beta Ray. Burn is also a nightmare because you're never going to be at full life to charge your weights. For a build request? I don't do build requests. It's supposed to be a near infinite or infinite if you set it upright. There might be some ways to do it while you're at full life. The infinites that I know work on Pig are like Landscraper plus Vineyard plus Yo-Yo. I thought Bushel needed Enchanted Yo-Yo. Is it a patch or a game fix? We don't really know.
I'm a people person, and sometimes I sell stuff. Buy, don't buy, as long as we get to hang out.
I forgot I had the medallion. Should have used that instead of visiting a random shop. Yeah, the problem with build requests in this game is so much of what you want to do is dependent on what shops you see. And, like, what items you get from shops. It's just maintenance?
Pathetic.
I don't know.
As spineless as
It
a
might be.
jellyfish.
One left item, use burn 2. Yes. Oh, should I flip my board? I guess I should flip the board. Okay. It's either 8 gold or some life. Citrus scale rarity, yes. But they still don't sell for any gold.
This world is full of noise. You must find quiet within.
Do I? No, I use Lighthouse before I use Water Wheel. Because as soon as this activates, the Lighthouse activates. I don't think the extra haste does anything. Everything's already perma-hasted. It's mid-fight haste.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
I just think it's cool enchants, right? That's normally such a high roll. Oh, one of them dock lines. Phase out the water wheel soon. Maybe. Place water wheel with shipwreck. That would be interesting.
My fight isn't with you. but if
Shipwreck
you
clam, maybe.
insist. You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
No. Yeah.
Bravery without strength is a sword without a blade.
Rip my damage.
Time is an endless nap. Come on.
Ships may sink, but I'm a good swimmer.
Say,
I actually remember to reroll the hour.
I dare you.
Now we're rerolling a bug?
Real
I have no idea.
tricks to beat me.
I don't think so. But it might be.
Over already? We barely got our flags up.
Great. Maybe?
I have seen realms you cannot comprehend. But this place is nice.
That's starting haste. Does that matter? I'd have to cut... like, Captain's Wheel? Is Matchbox a better lighthouse? Usually. Shield can crit. Well, I wouldn't be able to have this next to the water wheel. Yeah, it would be CDR on the dock lines, too.
Now this will inspire the
We're
crew.
so weak to freeze now. What is this? 4.3. We have haste covered. We don't have starting haste. This is a huge initial speed up.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
That's cool.
Every creature has a weak point.
Just gonna upgrade the dock lines. Large item crit chance.
That is very dangerous knowledge. Use it wisely.
I haste before I burn.
It's hard to dislike a paying customer, but I'm up to the challenge.
About swapping rope and lighthouse.
The quicker the fight.
Oh, then you can do this. Oh, that might be better. Yeah, I'd rather have the crit on this. Okay. Doesn't wheel require adjacent, though? Yeah, but this wasn't activating anyway. We're basically saying that this is activating enough that we can keep the full uptime. Rope next to watermill? No. I want the rope next to dock lines. Next to the star chart. I want the speed reduction here. I think this works. I wish I had an AI fight to make sure that it works.
Captain, but I've seen my share of storms. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist. Defeat does not defeat me. I paint my ship red.
Yeah, the water wheel is kind of redundant. It's just here because it's shielding us a bunch. This feels quite vulnerable to freeze. Yep. 3-item boards tend to be very vulnerable to freeze. You'd probably kill me.
that plank? Walk it.
Lighthouse get the slow enchant and go infinite with itself. I think so. Not sure exactly what the enchant does. Yep, it slows 3 items for 2 seconds.
The way of the needle is clean, precise, merciful. I like forces, no food.
98% crit.
But I am a needle.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies.
Successfully went under.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
There's no reason to gumball here. I'm not gumballing. JJ would have to give me dock lines. I don't think I'm cutting 25% CDR on the dock lines.
You have great potential.
Yeah, we're gonna need to find some skills for sure.
The Bazaar is a rabid beast. Be its master.
Replace water wheel. Oh, that's true, that's true. This side could get cut.
Waste of gunpowder.
Yeah, we do have the clam. That's actually fair. Life has a property. It is, yeah.
Go ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
Shipwreck worth it. The problem with Shipwreck is we get even worse to freeze. I like the idea of cutting the water wheel for 3 small items.
All cannon, no ball.
Well, howdy, hero. Well, you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Nice.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find a home. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything.
Never playing this, right? I can go... Brace, make dock line faster. Make everything faster.
20 years waiting for you.
Another skill shop.
My lessons are painful. Are you prepared?
Sure.
As long as you draw
A lot of
breath,
damage.
your training is not
I believe. The skill would be so nice here. Okay, that was not close at all.
Was that even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Easy every time. Oh, this is really close to 3-second cooldown. Okay, that didn't actually do anything. Race. Oh, yeah. Forgot I had it.
Any good fights lately? Oh, I do miss it. I respect new food, but bare
You've just taken the first step toward good taste.
I get something, but would rather find utility. Eh. Oh, it'll also spread out the haste. Yeah, no, let's not
If
play
you
3
want
bad
cheap
items here.
junk, go see Curio.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist... Like my crew says at the bar, another round!
If people could stop freezing my lighthouse, I would be really appreciative.
Landmags make you predictable. You move in straight lines.
I guess technically this might be a better board. This gives me instant use on the lighthouse. It's a lot less shield, though. Actually, is it? Yeah, I'm getting shield from Unwavering, too, which is why it's kind of a consideration now. Make sure that I can still buy a skill. I guess the shield critting is big, too. Okay, let's remember to put the brace in this time. .2. The skill is funny, but it slows my own board too. I just want the XP. That's true, yeah. Those also buff the clam.
It's over already. We barely got our flags up.
Gonna pig was a win. Nice. That's never going in. But 50 gold is cool.
Experience is treasure. I will share mine with you.
None of that matters. Don't think I'm arms dealing. I'll take Frozen Flames.
Not teach violence. I teach mastery over it.
Dock lines. I can get Poison 4 on my dock lines. Sure. Turbo for cosmetic purposes. Reasonable. Like the house keys turbo. What does that do? Oh my god, I have all these filters. Keychain. Oh, what? It changes what it uses? I didn't know that. Huh. It uses 2 things? Oh, it uses an additional thing? That's cool.
We're out to dethrone
Yeah, I'd never seen that.
king, not to squabble with nobodies.
Still way too slow, but that is cool. I don't know what I'm worried about. This is not a problem at all. Oh, it's Radiant? Slightly more of a problem, but still not a problem.
Is a sword without a blade.
That is not a very visible enchant. For how powerful it is. Okay. Take the XP again.
See that plank? Walk it.
None of these do anything. Let's get more poison on the dock lines. For funsies.
You have at least a grain of wisdom, since you have come to me.
A
This
3.0.
Inspire the crew.
Did that just like double my damage? Someone explain how the knee brace trick works? Yeah, so when you have a percentage cooldown reduction, you want to increase the flat amount of your cooldown by as much as you can. So because this increases your cooldown by 1 second, you're taking 2% off of, in this case, 2.8, or 2% off of 3.6 instead of taking 2% off of 2.8. And when you remove the knee brace, it takes a flat 1 second off. Is it possible to have 2 knee braces? Shipment, maybe? There's also Necronomicon, which does the same thing as knee brace. The good luck ever beating Lich to get it. Oh yeah, Shovel could give it to you too. That's true. Uh-oh.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
I should warn you.
Is it really 3 or is it rounding? I guess we'll find out. It looks like it's close enough to 3 that the time between ICDs is having a trigger.
Isn't everything.
make you predictable.
I guess 3.2 would be the same
Move
thing,
in
right?
straight
Yeah, I don't know.
lines.
Maybe there's no real difference. You can right-click and see. Oh. Yeah, it's slightly off. I'm not sure that it makes a real difference. Because there's always going to be some downtime. How does the combo work? Is there an important skill? No. The combo is just, we have a turbo lighthouse and a very fast dock lines. Dock line slows 3 things, it triggers lighthouse 3 times, lighthouse burns them for 1,000,000. The dock lines is perma-hasted with a 2-second cooldown. And then we pray we don't run into any boards that freeze our stuff. We beat this now, right?
Pathetic. As spineless as a jellyfish.
Glad we found the pivot. This build's pretty sweet. Sure. Why not? $16 gold.
Come with no weapons, leave with big I'm so glad we could share this experience today.
Theoretically, this could be better than the water wheel. I would do it if I had a bot fight.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist, we're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
I think Dooley and Vanessa have pretty even access to haste. That is not doing very much damage.
Bring her about! I've got another salvo in me. I paint my ship red. Each bounty gets us closer to victory!
Sniper rifle is such a sad item. Shit, this far with... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, that was a cool one. I'm gonna take a quick break. Be back in like 2 minutes. When we get back, we will play some more Vanessa. Hope you guys stick around.